see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Brian, and today is Thursday, June 6th, 2024, and this is episode 714 of the Lots Project podcast, and it's titled Starting with Pangolins. I'll be chatting about pangolins, a careless mistake on my end. I'm on the board with the snails and much, much more. First, let's check out in the live chat, see who's hanging out, see who's in the coffee crew, grab a cup and hang out for an hour. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Oh, man. I am so-so, I guess. So-so. It's I felt great when I jumped up this morning, and as the mornings progressed on, it's gotten a little hairy. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, who's in the live chat here? We got Jim over there. Good morning, Food Forest Farms, the Perfect Cup House Blend in the cup this morning. I'm on the road and will be listening. Well, thank you, Jim. I appreciate you popping in early, dropping the comment, and then commenting or listening on the road. And that Food Forest Farms Perfect Cup House Blend is another collaboration between Brian over at Food Forest Farms and myself. That went along with the Perfect Cup question of the day that we did here for over 100 episodes on the Lots Project podcast. I believe you can still find all of those pull-out episodes on YouTube. I think they're still published. Haas says, good morning from hot, far northern California. We in a heat wave for the next few days. Oh, having a heat wave. We're having a heat wave. Rewilder Life, brewing the coffee now, and Mike's Homestead. Good morning. Good morning. How we doing? Check over on the vertical feed. Nobody dropping in yet. I will drop my comment over there. Forgot to drop my comment here. Sorry, guys. It's been a morning so far. Jim over on Noster. Good morning to you. Thanks for popping in there and dropping the comment. I appreciate that. Had a post show spammer comment over on Noster about investing like $150 and making $1 million or some shit. I don't know what it was, but gotta love the spammers. Good morning, Hunter, over on Twitch. My Twitch regular over there, Hunter. I appreciate you. Good morning. I hope everything is well. What's everybody getting for ads on the way in this morning? More Biden ads, anti-gun ads, or something that really hits the mark with this crowd? Jim mentioned what he has in his cup, the Perfect Cup House Blend, and I have, let's see, what do I have this morning? New bag. I kind of want to say like Guatemalan. Got a like Guatemalan in the cup this morning. I just opened the bag. It was that first cup out of first cup out of the bag. It's always fantastic. It's unreal how fresh this coffee is. Brian roasts it up and rolls it out, especially if you're in the C4 club. He knows his monthly orders. He plans it accordingly. He roasts it and gets it out the door that day, the next day, within a couple days. Man, you can't get that much freshness out of a package of Starbucks or whatever crap you want to pick up at the store. And really, we've talked about it on the show before. If you're drinking Folgers in the can, it's already stale before they even put it in the jar. Otherwise, the jars would explode. Yeah, those red plastic things, cans or whatever you want to call it, jar. Yeah, that coffee's stale. They got to stale it. Otherwise, all those sealed packages would blow up when the off-gassing happens that fresh coffee does. Anyway, if you want to experience fresh coffee, super, super fresh coffee, you're going to want to talk to Brian over at foodforestfarms.com. If you want to save some money, you can do LOTS10, coupon code LOTS10, get you 10% off. That's a one-time coupon code, or LOTS5, LOTS5. The number 5 will get you 5% off. Over at Food Forest Farms, always free shipping, always great customer service, always super fresh, super fast coffee. check it out. foodforestfarms.com. Reweiler Life got Wix. You building website? You building a website recently? How did they come up with rolling you for Wix? And I assume Wix as in the website builder. Mike's Homestead said indestructible nonstick pan. And Rewilder Life got her caffeine made. Hunter's over there on Twitch. Do they show ads on Twitch, Hunter? I don't know if I don't think I have anything turned on over there because I have like 3 followers or something still. But do they run ads on there at some point? Is that part of that platform? Hunter says I don't. Some do. Okay, yeah. I think that's something you have to turn on. And same with YouTube, really. It's just it's to that point where it's on. So unknown. Good morning. How we doing? Cynthia Evans, Messi Orlando. Hi. How are you? Silas. I'm a poopy pants. That's nice. Name a car for an edit. Porn ads. Nice. Vertical feeds full up with some awesome commenters already this morning. I appreciate that. So anyway, what are we talking about today? We're going to follow up yesterday's conversation. We didn't quite get to the end. I had a bunch of stuff on the list. We talked about flying spiders and all sorts of fun stuff, but we didn't get to the pangolins. And so today we'll lead off with pangolins. I posted in the Telegram group. I had a big old mistake yesterday when I sat down to do office day, which kind of threw my day for a side spin. I recovered well, but it was a moment where I, when you just put your head in your hands and you sit there and you think for a second and go, why? And somebody mentioned before the show was over yesterday that with the thunderstorm, pending rain, and all of that, it was definitely a day to be out snail hunting all day. And we might have done all right on our dog walk yesterday morning. And I'm already trying to figure out where we're going to put another tank in this camper when our 2 snail breeding tanks are full. So we will see. Good morning, Harris Tony. How we doing? Thanks for stopping in. And Becky Daldos. All right, pangolins, guys. Pangolins. You guys know what a pangolin is? Anybody in the live know what a pangolin is? Have you ever heard of it? Not a penguin, a pangolin. They're pretty cool little guys. Scary for sure. I think some people would call them cute. Once you start to look into them, they're pretty interesting animals. And I had heard of a pangolin before, but I was really I guess exposed to the animal when South Park did their COVID episode in 2020, September 2020. And if you don't know what that episode is, oh man, it's might talk about it in a little while here, but it is definitely worth a watch if you're a South Park fan. Rewilder Love says I'm going to need a second cabin. Maybe. I'm already planning this kind of stuff into the cabin. And yeah, I don't know about a second cabin, but we'll probably end up needing some sort of facility to house any snail project if it actually blows up and goes well. What I don't understand what these folks want in the chat over there in the live feed on the vertical feed. That's I don't know what's going on. Rewilder Life says a snail house cabin. Yeah, I don't know. Can you just? I think we might just run that like a chicken coop. But right now we got plenty of storage space for what we have. So anyway, pangolins. If you don't know what a pangolin is, I'm gonna throw one up on the screen here. If you've ever seen these animals, it's a very interesting creature. And so Corey, as you guys know, with the eels earlier in the week and some other things, Corey's always sending me TikToks. It's either funny things from funny things back from the 80s and 90s. Haas says an armadillo. They're similar to an armadillo. They actually referred to as like the tactical armadillo. If you ever could imagine that, they're more armored than the armored ones, the armadillos. So Corey sends me TikToks regularly. A lot of them are funny. A lot of them are humorous stuff, and then lots of dogs and things like that. But when she runs across interesting animals, interesting things to ponder, show topics, stuff like that, she sends them along. Well, all of a sudden, she started sending me these interesting animals. So she sent me the eel. I can't really place any of the other animals, but she gets them in her feed. And the other day, she sent me a pangolin. It was like 8 facts about pangolins or something like that. Well, like I mentioned, South Park did an episode of their COVID. It was their premiere episode of 2020, the fall 2020 season, September. They did an episode about how COVID started. Long story short, it involved Mickey Mouse and Randy Marsh and a pangolin. So yeah, very memorable. The name, the little cartoon image of it. And so I started looking into them at that point. So way back in 2020. And so they've been on my radar ever since. And it just, logarithms are what they are. They kind of just randomly pop up in my feed here and there. So I was very familiar with pangolins. Corey sent the TikTok, and it was more of it's more of a style where it was interesting facts about them. And there was stuff I didn't know. So I started digging. And once I start digging, you guys get to hear about it. That's pretty much what happens. Haas says, had someone do an armadillo in my taxidermy class once. Took her all semester to finish it because of the armor. I can imagine. We sat and watched that armadillo outside on the road that had gotten hit for quite a while. It lasted longer than any roadkill we've had on this road where we walk the dogs. The turkey vultures here are pretty thick, and they clean stuff up pretty fast. The armadillo, not so much. It took quite a while. And then even after they got all the meat and guts and everything, the armor stuck around for quite some time. Oh man. Somebody wants to know if they can floss with my ball hairs. If you can find any. So pangolin. Let's get to some facts about pangolins. So I showed the picture there. Where is it? Fact number 1. So they got these unique scales. I'm going to throw this picture back up here again. All these scales you can see on there. You can see from head to toe, more than an armadillo. They look kind of spiky. I don't know how big you can see the picture. Let me make it full screen for myself. See how big it actually is. Okay. Well, you can see they're kind of like layered and scaly, like a fish almost. Well, pangolins are the only mammal that has scales. These scales are made of keratin. Keratin is the same thing that your fingernails are made of, your hair is made of, things like that. And so they have these to protect them against predators. They're super sharp. They have razor sharp edges. They can now roll themselves into a ball, and with their tail, they can literally crunch themselves up into a ball so hard that they can be protected from any predators. This is like their adaptive defense mechanism, I guess you would say. So pangolins can literally roll up in a ball tight enough to withstand being attacked by a hyena, being attacked by a lion. The video that Corey sent me showed a lion chewing on a rolled up pangolin, and it was literally cutting the lion's mouth. They said that they'll chew on them for a little while. They'll try to get through them, but these plates are so thick and so sharp that eventually the lion's just like, screw it. I am just cutting my mouth up, and they go along. Hyenas can't get them open. Haas says all it needs is a sword and a shield. The funny part was that video said, these scales, since they're so sharp and so hard, they are considered both a sword and a shield. So they're for defense and protection as far as a weapon. So they can cut you with these things. So that's pretty cool. I guess first off, you're not going to find them in North America. Pangolins are only located in Asia and Africa. So yeah, we're out of luck. If you want to go see a pangolin, you got to go across the country or across the world. And they are very, very, they're very rare, very rare. They're very desirable for the scales, for the meat, for poaching is definitely a problem. They're on like all sorts of endangered species lists, and kind of like the ivory tusks and things like that. They are trying to be harvested for that. Haas asks what they eat, their diet and their tongue. Pangolins are primarily ant eaters and termite eaters. They're in that family. Basically, they're like a tactical assault ant eater. They have a super long, sticky tongue that can extend more than their body length to capture their prey and what they want to eat. So their tongue is longer than their whole body combined. Think about that. So that's a pretty adaptive type of thing. I don't think the animals naturally come out with a tongue that's actually longer than their body, but yeah, the pangolins do there. And they don't have any teeth. They have 0 teeth, and I'm curious because the way they eat is they have super strong stomach muscles, and they put rocks in their stomach. They eat rocks, they get down in their stomach, and it's almost like the gizzard in a bird. The ants, termites, bugs, or whatever they're eating go directly into the stomach and then get crushed up by their stomach muscles and the rocks. So I'm curious if the tongue, and I didn't look this far into it, this is something that I'm wondering if the tongue is like almost connected in the stomach, or how everything gets down there, if that's their primary digestive system, like how they chew stuff up. So no teeth, it's all ground up in their stomach with rocks. There are 8 species of pangolins. There's 4 in Africa and 4 in Asia, and each of them have unique adaptations to where they're living. Some live in trees, some are arboreal, and some are terrestrial. I mean, some live in trees and others are living on the ground. And the ones that live in trees have adapted to be able to use their tail almost like a possum or a monkey, an adaptive tail. So it helps them climb, helps them stabilize up in the trees. So to see one of those flying razor armor anteaters flying out of the tree at you would be an interesting thing. They're pretty much loners. They you kind of look at them and you would think that they're kind of a loner. That picture I've been putting up a couple times where they're walking on their back feet, but they're hunched over. That's literally how they walk. They walk on two legs with their front hands kind of up. And it's really odd looking at them. I don't know who would want to hang out with them, who would want to be a friend with them, who would want to hang out. So they are pretty solitary animals. They're nocturnal. They pretty much do all the things they do at night, and very solitary. And they can smell very well. They track down their food by smell more than anything in the dark. To add on to the fact that they have this armor and these super sharp scales that protect them, they also have adapted to another defense mechanism that other animals have in this world. They can spray a foul smelling odor from their nether region, from around their vent and their tail, very similar to a skunk. So they have definitely adapted to that. So they just have a ton of defense mechanisms against the nature around them. And it's let me see if this was okay. Yeah, it was further down here. So they've existed, and I keep saying they've adapted. They adapted their tail to be able to climb in the tree. They have adapted their scales to be super sharp and protect them. They've been able to roll up into a ball and survive attacks from lions, hyenas, and all of that. It's taken a long time. Pangolins have existed for over 1 million years, with fossil records dating back to the Eocene epoch, and I'm not sure when that is. It's over 1 million years ago. Despite their ancient lineage, they remain one of the lesser understood mammals. So they've been around a long time. And somebody said earlier, dinosaurs. They look like dinosaurs, and they really do. And they might be a holdover from some sort of dinosaur, I would have to assume. Chickens look a lot like dinosaurs. We have a lot of animals on Earth right now that look like dinosaurs. So why not pangolins? So yeah, they're super old and have adapted quite well, I think. They have features of several different other animals that they rely on. So they have their defensive spray. They're threatened. They're the most okay. So here I was talking about poachers. Pangolins are the most trafficked mammals in the world. They're hunted for their scales and their meat. All 8 species are listed on the IUCN Red List. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I didn't dive further into that list, with some critically endangered due to poaching and habitat loss. Yeah. And then how they reproduce. Female pangolins typically give birth to one offspring at a time. The young pangolin, known as a panga pup, rides on its mother's back or tail for the first few months of its life, And if you look at the thumbnail of the episode pretty closely, and you can look behind the writing that's there, you can see a baby pangolin on top of mama pangolin. So they're pretty interesting animals. Haas says interesting. Now I have to go watch YouTube videos later. Yeah, and that's what happens to me. I'll get a taste of, like, you look at this animal and you're like, oh, okay, I see it. I can see it. It's pretty cool. Let's learn a little bit about it, and then you hear one interesting fact, which leads to another interesting fact. And pangolins, it just keeps going. It's hey, they have these really cool scales. They're the only mammal with scales. Well, what's really cool about these scales is they protect them. They're like armor. Oh yeah, and they're razor sharp. So they're like a sword. That's not all. They can protect themselves with nasty spray like a skunk. And man, as soon as I start reading that and go down that rabbit hole, they only get more interesting. So do yourself a favor, check out some pangolins. They're definitely on the list of things to check out to make your day. Yeah. Have you ever heard of pangolin before? I had. Mike's Homestead says betting humans are more highly trafficked. Yeah, I think that is human trafficking going to be the next global warming? I mean, that's horrible to say. I know it's an epidemic. I know it's I don't mean to make light of it, but when everybody jumps on board, it always makes me wonder. It always makes me wonder. All right. Let's move on here. Let's see. Oh, my big mistake yesterday. My big mistake. So yesterday was office day here. I had been out working on the property Monday and Tuesday most of the day. I carved out some time on Tuesday to record a bunch of videos. I had some follow-up reviews to record the ending of for a couple of different belts that I had, and some stuff that I did first looks at. Why am I all glitchy today? I don't even have bad service. I wonder if StreamYard's really bogging down or something. I had a couple belts. I had a rain suit. I had some follow-up stuff. I had some new products that I was doing some videos of that I had checked out. And so I recorded 8 videos. Not a ton of time. They were all like 2 or 3 minutes each. But it takes, it's probably a half hour of time sitting down, getting the products, kind of running through it in my head, recording the video, stopping the video, and all of that. So I went through the whole thing. I used my Shure movie mic, lavalier mics, wireless lavalier mics that I was lucky enough to have a company send me out. They're pretty sweet. They hook to an app on my phone. Sound is great. It really helps when you're recording videos away. There's 2 mics. It's nice for interviews. Speaking of interviews, I have a bunch I have to edit up and get produced from Spring SRF. Yeah, that's how far behind I am on video production. But anyway, I recorded the 8 videos. I was happy. It needed to be done. It had been a little too long. I hadn't been able to keep it up with it. I got kind of out of sync when our whole Walter thing went down. And so I was excited to get them done. 8 is a lot. I usually do, 4 or 5 at a time, and then edit them, and then do more, and then edit them so they don't get piled up on the pile. And so 8 was a lot. Yesterday was going to be video editing day, and then if I got done with that, I had a bunch of other interweb things to do. And so I got done with the show. I did my post-show processing. I made another pot of coffee. I sat down. I pulled up the first video that I needed to put the end on, the follow-up review. I load up all the video clips from my phone from the day before, and I go to edit them. And I hit play, and the first part plays, the part that I already had edited and I had ready and saved to just add the end on, the follow-up. Had my headphones on, I'm sipping my coffee, and all of a sudden the sound went blank. And I'm like, that's funny. I thought my plug came out of my computer or the headphones. I'm checking everything. I'm looking at this and that. I go into the editor because I was just listening back and seeing where I had to edit. And I look at the soundtrack on the video file, and there's nothing there. And I was like, wait, what the hell's going on? I reloaded it. I tried it again. I went to my phone, which I hadn't deleted. I always save. I always wait to delete the files on my phone until after everything's produced. I go to my phone. I hit play. No noise. No sound. And I thought to myself, you know, when I put the mic away, there was a red light on it. And I had never seen that before. I had never seen a red light. And I didn't know if, because normally what will happen when I'm putting my stuff away is I will grab the mic, I will take it, I'll put it in the case, and then I'll go over and I'll shut the app. Well, I'd been doing some stuff and I walked over by my phone and I shut the app on my phone and I still had the mic on. So I didn't know, I kind of figured that the red light was just the fact that the mic was on and it wasn't connected to anything. Well, turns out the red light meant that the battery was dead on the mic. Even though the battery was dead, the light was still on. So the battery wasn't really dead. And when I was recording the videos and the mic died during the first video, it didn't disconnect from the app. Now, the app can use the onboard mic on the phone. It sounds like it's far away, but it would have been workable. I would have been able to amp up the volume. I recorded video with my phone mic forever before I got these. But for some reason, the mic stayed connected, but didn't produce any sound. So basically, all the videos were this. And I thought about doing voiceover. I thought about trying to fix them. And I thought about how much of a jumping through hoops it would be to do the voiceover with my mouth moving, with just sitting there talking about a product like this. It wasn't like a demonstration where it wasn't my face on the screen, where you would normally do voiceover. And I was like, you know what? It's probably just easier to re-record all of this stuff. So I got a little upset. I plugged in the mics. They all started charging up. I sat here and felt sorry for myself and pissed off at myself and angry at myself that I didn't pay attention to that. Live and learn, I guess. It's the first time I actually had an issue with these mics. And I don't know how they ended up not charged. But Rewilder Life says like a kung fu movie. Yeah, just the offset mouth movement versus the what you're actually saying in the audio. But yeah, so I let the mics charge up. I dicked around a little bit, felt sorry for myself and angry and all of that. And then I went out and I pounded out the videos, all except for one. One, I really need to be out at the property. The company actually asked me to use them where I'd be using them. And Baofang sent me out some two-way radios. And so I had done some video of why we're using them at the property, the safety features of having the radios there when there's no cell phone reception, and some other stuff. And I just didn't feel right about redoing that one in the side yard here where we sit. Ha says, how long do they last? I mean, I don't know. Hours for sure. A long time. The case is a battery. And that's where they're like my earbud headphones. They're like iPods or whatever they are. AirPods, whatever. I don't have an iPhone. I don't know what they're called. But I have earbuds, the Jabra earbuds. But yeah, this case is a battery. So the mics have the batteries in them. The case is a battery bank, and they charge every time you put them in them. You can see all three green lights now. Look at that, all three green lights. I don't know how long they last. Not as long as I had hoped. It's a significant amount of time. I had been doing videos for a while, and I thought I had plugged them in. And as I thought back, and as I was sitting there being angry and spinning out a little bit, I was like, you know, I don't really remember taking them out of the backpack recently and plugging them in. So, I mean, it's definitely on me. It's not a product fault by any means. I use them. So let's see. I had them charged completely when we were at SRF in the spring. I did probably, I want to say 2 hours worth of interviews with them on and in use, both of them together. And I didn't need to charge them after that. I think they would last. I can look it up for sure. I'll put that on my notes here to look it up for you, Haas. But I would say hours upon hours. You probably, if you wanted to straight shot the mics until they died, that would be several hours. And then even if you took a break and put them back in the case, they would charge up. So it's all on me. It's all on me that I didn't take them out of the backpack and plug them in. It's a stupid mistake. But I won't make it again. I won't make it again for sure. And the crazy part is the app. Now that I look at it, I had assumed that the battery percentage, so there was a battery percentage indicator. I assumed that was my phone battery. And the further I look at it, there's actually 2 battery listings in the app when you're looking at the viewing screen when you're recording a video. And one is the battery app or the phone battery, and one is actually the mic battery itself. Careless. It was just careless mistake. So we all make them, and you can only hope to learn from them. That's for sure. So that was an interesting day. It put me kind of behind. But I did end up getting all of the videos knocked out. Luckily, like I said, half of them were follow-up. Basically, the whole video was done, and I only needed like a minute on the end because they were products that I opened up that, I try to do first look videos. I try to take it out of the box, use it for a minute, give a first reaction, kind of tell if it's quality, what it feels like it's going to do if I just in first impression. But these were belts and a rain suit. And I was like, if I give it a couple of weeks, I can wear the belt every day. I can wear a belt as much as I want, get a feel for it, see if it's comfortable, see if I feel it's going to last. Rain suit, we've had plenty of rain over the last couple of weeks. I was like, I can at least throw the rain suit on and test it and follow up. This was really the first time that I did a video and then was like, hey, and just stick around for a minute and I'll be right back after I check it out. We'll see how they do. Really feeling out the Amazon video thing. So, and as soon as I thought I got it figured out, now that Amazon's, I guess this is consistently experimental season for Amazon, because they just changed the formatting on how videos are listed on the Amazon website. So get ready to pivot, shift, adapt, and overcome. Maybe it'll benefit me. Maybe it'll make my videos be more viewable. Maybe it'll make them be less viewable. But I'm eagerly watching my stats every day as Amazon makes their seasonal adjustments and testing and trial runs on different formats. From my Amazon influencer groups that I'm in, it happens annually, if not biannually, where they roll out different functions and test to see if they're going to work. And they only affect people's livelihoods when they do it, and they don't tell you that it's coming. So awesome, huh? It's all part of it. It's all part of it for sure. So that was my big mistake yesterday. I did get caught up. I did get all my Amazon videos at least completed. All my videos that I was obligated to get done, as far as they had sent out free samples. And I really feel like it's an obligation. It is. I exchanged making the video for the free sample, whether that's a $10 little gadget or a $500 portable cooler or shed or whatever. I I reach out and say, you know what, I'll make you a video if you send the product. So I like to hold up my end. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Life gets in the way. Things happen. People forget their mic dies, stuff like that. So, but got them all done, got them uploaded, and they should be trickling out on YouTube over the next couple of weeks. And that's the thing. I talked to Tim, the Toolman Tim, about it quite a bit while he was here, and we were out working and things. It's beneficial to focus on crafting the content for one platform. And we talked about this a little bit in his content creator Telegram group too. People were talking about like everybody has presence all over the place, and everybody is sending like live streams to 7 different places, and they do well in some and they don't do well in others, and you tailor for this and you tailor for that. And Tim and I had talked at length about it before we discussed it there a couple different times. And I think what you do is you really focus on one platform, or if you have a couple of different ones that are similar enough, you make videos for that. You pick your horse and you ride it. But just because you're used to riding a racehorse doesn't mean you can't jump on a pony and take a spin. All that content can still go to other platforms. It might not produce as good. It might not produce as many views or followers or revenue or things like that, but it's there. At some point, it'll get some eyes on it. My YouTube review videos don't do crap compared to Amazon. Same video, same thumbnail. The only difference is the disclaimer at the end, talking about affiliate links in the description. When I edit it, I literally save the full one. And when I want to save a copy to upload to Amazon, I just cut the end off because that doesn't go to the rules of the Amazon uploads. So it's the same video. And if you see the difference in views, because I can see analytics from Amazon, from YouTube, from all of this, and if you make videos, you can get into your analytics and you can bog yourself down in them. But if you compare the videos, and even the videos that do well on YouTube, do better on Amazon. And so I feel like I'm on the right track. And I talked to Tim about this. I was like, I just can't get any traction on a lot of my YouTube review videos. He's like, well, how are they doing on Amazon? I said, well, they're doing great. For as far as I can tell, way better than YouTube. I'm making money off them, this and that. And he says, so what then? What's the problem? I said, well, I like money. I like money. And I want them to do well on both. And he says, well, they're 2 different classifications of videos. There's 2 different audiences. There's 2 different ways they're presented. There's 2 different purposes. There's 2 different ways that people try to look for them and find them. And it kind of clicked. So I don't mind putting videos up that don't do well. There's two schools of thought on that clogging your feed with videos that aren't doing well is detrimental to the account. Well, you know what? I've been doing things detrimental to my YouTube account for 8 years or 9 years or however long it's been up. I've never really focused on YouTube, never really learned YouTube and exactly what they want. But you know what? I figured out Amazon, and so I'm just going to focus on that. So enough of that rambling. So got my videos done. In the end, I got my videos done and got them uploaded to Amazon, and that's the main point of the whole thing. What else here? Oh, yeah, yesterday morning. Yesterday on the show, when I was talking about it being rainy all day, it was a good day to be in the office, have office day. Wednesday is traditionally office day for me unless the weather is going to be gorgeous and crappy another day. Then I can shift that around. But I mentioned that it was going to be rainy all day. John Palmer said, hey, you should be out all day hunting for snails. You should be out hunting for snails. I kind of chuckled at that. I laughed at it. We had some thunderstorms overnight. We had some rain during the show. We had some rain between the end of the show and dog walks. And on office days, I take the dogs. I go with Corey on the dog walks. On days that I'm going out to the property, I want to get out there a little bit earlier, and she handles the dog walks in the morning and the afternoon. And so I was here. It was time to go on the dog walks. The rain had kind of cleared. It got sunny. And by the way, it didn't rain all day. Good morning, Hanging Laundry. How are you doing? It didn't rain all day. It didn't rain past the morning rain. So I'm glad I didn't adjust my day for some reason to the raining forecast of 70% chance of rain and like almost an inch we were supposed to get yesterday, and we didn't get jack shit. But it did rain enough prior to our walk to become fantastic snail hunting weather. John mentioned it. John Palmer mentioned it, and he was right for sure. I went with Corey. She started finding snails left and right. She's like, found one, and Brian gets to carry them. Yesterday, Corey ended up helping me out because she started finding snails so early in the walk. By the time we turned around, my arm was stiff from holding them out because I had to hold my arm. I had to hold my arm out like a butler waiting for a tip with these all these little snails in my palm. And they were just like crawling all over. So every once in a while I had to stop. I had to either have Corey use her free hand and move them back into the center of my palm. But they were active little buggers. We ended up finding six more. They were smaller. They weren't big adults by any means. We've only found a couple of big adults. But they're growing in. They're growing for sure once they start eating food and the food's being presented to them. They definitely bulk up pretty fast. But exciting news. Since the beginning of the snail adventure, and I think we're up to like 20 plus, 20, 21, 22 that we've actually found in the wild. And I say we because yesterday I found my first one. I found my first snail yesterday. Corey's found them all. She's found 20 out of 21. And I found one. And I don't know. It could be that I'm 6'5" off the ground and she's 5'2" off the ground. Short people do have an advantage when looking for little things on the ground. I don't know if it's she just has a better eye for them. She finds a lot of them the early morning dog walks, like the after we get up, take them out to go to the bathroom. They kind of walk a little bit down the road. She's always coming back with them on that walk, so I don't even have an opportunity. She also does a significant amount more of walks now that I go, and she takes them by themselves in the morning. So I'm probably just trying to make myself feel better that I've only found 1 out of 20. That's like 5%. Not good. Haggard Laundry says my friend released a bunch yesterday. She's real short too. What is she releasing? Where is she? Why? What? Not in her garden, is she? Because I think they'll probably eat the crap out of your garden. I don't know. If I was releasing them, I'd be releasing them into to somebody's releasing them to somebody else in exchange for money. I don't know. Feeding them to something. But yeah, we found 6 more yesterday. We were up to 47, I believe. Stuck really at 47 followers or subscribers over on the YouTube channel. I appreciate everyone that's popped over there. Dang it, I don't think I ended up editing the show notes as K-Bonk mentioned yesterday. Oh no, there it is. I think it is. I think it got edited. Let me check real quick, guys. Tiny Armored Ones on YouTube is the feed, is the YouTube address. Yep, there it is. It did get changed. Thanks, K-Bonk, for that. When you mentioned it yesterday, I was very confused what you're talking about. As soon as you sent me a picture, it all made sense, and I got that taken care of. Hanging Laundry said she releases them in a woodland marsh. She's down to 50. Is she just propagating them for the sake of propagating them, or did her tanks get too full? Because we have 3, at least 2 more, possibly more, 2 more pods of eggs that are getting closer to hatching. Corey is really learning the life cycle now that she's taking care of them, and she's looking at them every day, and she's getting some more time under her belt, seeing different events and watching progressions. She's learning the signs of the developing snail eggs, what happens to them. They change color, the appearance changes, and then they'll hatch. Hanging Laundry says she's just having fun. Tanks are full. It happens. It happens quick. So we had the first hatch of the babies. They're so tiny you can barely see them. You can barely find them. I am no help to Corey in that one. My eyes are not the best ever. Haven't been since I was a kid. But about the size of the Q on a quarter, and that's shell and all. So when they hatch from their eggs, we talked about this before. When they hatch from their eggs, they come out shell, all, everything, because all their internal parts, their lungs, their organs, everything is inside that shell and attached to it. So yeah, it makes sense that they develop and come out as a whole living thing. So when they hatch, they just kind of go everywhere, and we're thinking that they buried a little bit, and but it's a lot. When we were first talking about them, I told you it's like 80 to 100 eggs per round. We're not sure how many were there. Basically, we see the top of the egg pile. The eggs will, just like a turtle, just like most animals, they like bury themselves down in. And it almost appears when I'm looking at them, and I don't know this, I don't observe them as much as Corey. They sit on her desk. She's constantly filming them, watching them, talking to them, interacting with them. It appears to me like the snail basically digs itself a hole, buries the hole, and then fills up the hole. So it takes and builds a little pocket in the substrate and gets down in there. And then as it lays the eggs, it kind of comes up and it fills up almost like a cartoon, where it's a big egg pile underneath it. And I think what we're seeing on the surface, or as we kind of dig through the substrate, is just the tip of the iceberg, literally. We're seeing a little tiny pile of eggs, maybe a dozen, but I think there is a whole pocket of them underneath. And as they hatch, they dissipate down into the substrate because they can go underground. They're fine. They like it. They like to bury themselves. So that's my theory. We wanted to let them hatch. We wanted to see those life cycles, so we haven't really disturbed them. We haven't taken and really removed a whole pocket of eggs to see really if there's 80 to 100, or if maybe it's like a dozen. But I don't know. Corey, have you counted how many baby snails you think you've seen? So she says she's seen probably 10 to 15, but they're hard to see, and they're all over the place, and they could be buried. So I'm curious to watch. This is a long-term project, and like Hanging Laundry said, her friend's just having fun. And right now we are. I'm excited to get the live stream up. That'll be interesting. I really wish I could work on it, but until I have the 50 to unlock the phone side of live streaming on YouTube. I can't even mess around with it because I've noticed on my phone the camera frame when going live on YouTube on mobile is different than the actual frame of the camera. So if I was to turn the video camera on and set it up to take a live video, there would be one outline and one frame of camera. And then if you turn on when you turn on YouTube live, the frame adjusts. It gets a little smaller, it gets a little offset. And it is what it is. I really don't understand it. I'm not an AV guy by any means. I know enough to muddle by, but I know that I'm not going to go through all the motions of figuring out how to stabilize the camera, where to put it, how to mount it, where to aim it, what side, how to get the best angles, and then go to do it on YouTube and everything is wrong. So I'm just waiting. When 50 comes, it will eventually pop on. Hanging Laundry says, great name, Tiny Armored Ones. Time lapse would be cool. We could do some time lapse video too, but the live stream will be interesting. We are going to do red light at night. Red light at night. The snails aren't bothered by the red light. They can't see red light spectrum. So they are super active at night. Corey tells me that they're constantly going across the top of the terrarium. We got the metal screen on the top. It's got all little tiny holes in it. Not like a fiberglass screen. This is like a metal lid for a reptile terrarium. And they can walk, they can crawl, or whatever you want to cling to it, whatever. It doesn't have to be a smooth, solid surface. They can make their way right across it. When Corey gets up in the morning, there's like snail trails. Yeah, snail trails all over the top. So I think having the camera so that you can see the lid, you can see the substrate, you can see the food bowls, the water bowls, see their tunnels. Because we have man, it's glitchy this morning. Jesus, I don't know what is going on. I don't know if it's my laptop is frying or if it's StreamYard. I don't think it's our connection. Our connection's lightning fast right now, so I apologize, guys, for the glitchiness. But we take real bark, real log bark, and kind of cut it in half so it makes an arch. Set that in the substrate. That's just really infuriating to watch. For me, I don't even know if it's glitchy on your guys' end, but it's really hard for me to watch. I guess I'm gonna have to turn off my own screen. But they really like hanging out in there. They like being undercover. They like going in the little bark tunnels and climbing up to the top and hanging off the top. We get lots of video of that. So I'm thinking if we can frame everything in the same direction as the camera's looking and have it kind of layered out, we'll be able to get a lot of different cool shots. And I think it would be probably, I don't even know what the word is. It would be interesting to sit and watch it. Probably more interesting than the fish cam. I don't know. Haven't seen Pickle Pete this morning. I don't know if Food Force Farms, if he forgot to switch over to the new or to the different login. I don't know if Good Morning Seattle's happening today. So yeah. You guys got anything else you want to chat about today? We could probably start wrapping up. That was kind of my list. Hey, good morning, John Palmer. Thanks for stopping in. Good morning, good day, and good afternoon to you. Always appreciate you stopping in. And by the way, I mentioned, you'll hear it when you listen to the replay, but I mentioned you earlier, and it was good snail hunting yesterday. It was good snail hunting. And John must be listening to the replay right now because he says it's HBO Max ad. HBO Max. HBO's still a thing? And is HBO Max, is that like HBO and Cinemax together? Did they join forces? I don't know. Anyway, it's time to wrap it up, guys. We're at an hour and this glitchy screen is really bothering me. This glitching's bothering me, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get out of here for the day right on time, 7:00, 1 hour in. Tomorrow is Friday, and I'm gonna dig into TikTok. We might be able to scrape up enough conspiracy theories to get a whole show out of it, and we will see. Jim, Haas, you both always have a great day. Appreciate you hanging out. If you guys I appreciate all you listening. If you enjoyed the show, it's always free to hit that share, hit the like, hit the subscribe to return value for value. Please consider joining one of the YouTube membership tiers or listening on any value for value platform like Podverse or Fountain.fm. Visit comfrey.roots.com, drop in, share the love, coupon code for a double pack, two individually packed orders of comfrey sent out to you. You can use it for yourself. You can give it to a friend, a frenemy, an enemy, a stranger, whatever. Just make sure you tell them how to plan it and what it is and where to do it. You can also visit thelotsproject.com to find out all sorts of information about me. Also, my product recommendations, partner companies, discount codes, and the like. All sorts of links over there. It's Thursday. Hunter says it's hurricane season now. I can do a hurricane show. Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Yeah. You don't want that. Guys, have a great day, and we will catch up with you on Friday.